Right now, once again, we'll bring back a young fellow, a very, very wonderful entertainer. He's the old pro here at the Old Town Tap. Let's bring him on with a big welcome, Mr. Pat Daly. How about that, folks? Come on.
Is everybody happy? Is everybody ready? What are you ready for? Aha! Hey man, I'll tell you something. I was sitting down and having a nice little dinner the other night, and my wife starts saying to me, "You don't love me. You never give me enough affection. You don't show me any affection." And so I stood up from the dinner table there, knocked all the plates off the table, pulled the tablecloth off the table, grabbed my wife, threw her up on the table there, and made mad passionate love to her right there on the table. And now she never complains anymore. Of course, we can't eat at Howard Johnson's anymore either. Look me over, lend me an ear. Fresh out of clover, got mortgage up to here. Don't pass the plate and don't pass the cup. Figure whenever you're down and out. Only way is up and I'll be up like a rosebud so high on the vine. Don't thumb your nose, but just take a tip from mine. I'm a little bit short of the elbow room. Let me get me some and look out, world, here I come. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Old Town Tap right here in the heart of beautiful, exotic, scenic Crete, Illinois. Yes, this is the entertainment capital of the world, the livestock capital of the world also. You wait till you see a few of the broads that hang around this joint, you'll know why. I make a lot of fun of Crete, but Crete's a pretty nice place. It's pretty swinging, you know, during the summer, but in the wintertime our tourist business drops off when the Dairy Queen closes. Other than that, though, it's a nice town to hang around in. Like today, Saturday afternoon, I went down to the barber shop and watched haircuts for a while. I was sitting in the barber shop minding my own business. I saw some broad walking by there. I guess she must have saw somebody she thought she knew. She stuck her head in the barber shop and yelled, "Bob Peters here!" Barber said, "No, we just give a shave and a haircut." Well, I don't want to make fun of the town, really. I mean, the town's got a lot of nice things in it. I was walking uptown this morning, though, and I walked by the church down the street here, and there's a big sign out in front of the church. It said, "If you are tired of sin, come in." And scrawled in lipstick down below that, it said, "If not, call Plaza 77500. You know, a lot of people don't know there are about a dozen, probably 12 cat houses in Crete. Yeah, and I ain't been to one of them. And I ain't going to that one as long as the other 11 keep me happy. Oh, yeah. Crete is a good town, really. It's got a good police force, believe me. The police force here in Crete is outstanding. I've met the guy, and he's a hell of a guy. Nice guy. Great policeman. In fact, you know, he's the most honest policeman that you'll ever run across. He stopped a guy who was driving by here the other night, coming from the racetrack, and the guy was speeding. Well, the guy's from downtown in Chicago, you know, and he's from the city. He knows what's happening. So he's pretty cool, and the Crete cop says, you were speeding, let me see your driver's license. Well, this city slicker slips him a $5 bill. The Crete cop writes a ticket to Abraham Lincoln. Oh, by the way, ladies, may I have the attention of the ladies, please? Will you not use the ladies' restroom over there in the corner between 11 and 11:30 tonight, please? We're going to have a city council meeting there, and we don't want to be disturbed. We're thinking about firing the sewer commissioner. He's got such a crappy outlook on life, you know. If you have any requests tonight, friends, feel free to just send them up on the stage here. Just yell them out if you have no class at all. If you're loaded with class, and write them on a $10 bill and send them up here on the stage. I'll be more than happy to play them. In fact, if you write it on a $20 bill, I'll take off my clothes and yell a few dirty words at you. So sit back and enjoy yourself. We're going to have a good time tonight. Hey, look me over, lend me your ears. Fresh out of clover, got mortgage up to here. Don't pass the plate, and don't you pass the cup. Figure whenever you're down and out, only way is up, and I'll be choop-chow. Up, little rhythm there. Up like a rosebud so high on the vine. Don't thumb your nose, but just take a tip from mine. I'm a little bit short of the elbow room. Let me get me some, and look out, world. Hear me shout, world. Here I come. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo, ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo, ba-dim-dim-dim-dim-ba-doo-ba. Thank you very much. I have a note here for happy anniversary to Judy and Ray. Where's Judy and Ray? It's your anniversary, huh? Big deal. I'll tell you something. I have a philosophy about anniversaries. Last night, there was a couple in here that's celebrating their 30th anniversary. And they've been married for 30 years, and for an entire 30 years, they've hated each other. Completely hated each other. Yeah, that's right. For their 30th anniversary, they exchanged tombstones. That ought to give you an idea how much they hate each other. She had a tombstone from him, and it read, "Here lies my wife, cold as usual." But his read, "Here lies my husband, stiff at last." I don't care, it's all in how you look at it, friend. You know, there's a couple... Oh, you like that, huh? You sweet thing, you. Why don't you go back to the warehouse? I guess that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. No, there was a couple of couples in here. They were telling me the other night now that they've been friends for about 20 years. They've been good friends. Both couples have been good friends. So one night they were out and they got a little bit drunk. They decided they'd trade partners. So they traded partners. After about an hour, one of the girls sat up in bed and said, "Man, this is really fun. Wonder how the boys are making out." Ooh. Here's an old memory maker that you probably know and love. Big John, Big John, Big Bad John. You could see him arrive at the beauty salon. He drove a big Cadillac. It was pink chiffon, kind of narrow in the shoulders and wide in the hips. Everybody knew you could really lock lips with Big John. Big John, Big John, Big Sweet John. Oh, you like that dirty stuff, huh? All in favor of dirty stuff, say aye. Oh, really? Speaking. Are you going to the restroom, sir? When you go, let us know if you can hear us as good as we hear you, all right? Here's a little song I wrote, made up. I had a lot of requests to do a song called Polly Wolly Doodle, and I really hate that song. I really hate it, so just to please the audience, I decided I'd better learn it anyway, but I kind of changed and added my own words. Oh, I knew a guy and his name was Burl, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. He was a pretty nice guy, but he walked like a girl, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well, my fairy friend. You got along with me till you touched me on the knee, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Well, it wasn't too bad when he bleached his hair, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. But when he bought that pink silk underwear, Polly Wolly Doodle all day. I hadn't seen old Burl for a week, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. He hangs around the public restroom watching guys take a leak, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well, my fairy friend. I'll punch you in the eye if you kiss me on the thigh, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Then the army came and drafted our flower, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Now no soldier dare bend over in the shower, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well, my fairy friend. I'll punch you in the eye if you kiss me on the thigh, singing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Ba ba da ba ba bow. Thank you very much. You know, I'm driving through the south side of Chicago the other day. I see a woman laying out the window yelling,
James Lewis, get away from that wheelbarrow. You know you don't know nothing about machinery.
Once I had a secret love. She wore a sexy negligee. So I asked my secret love, how come I didn't have to pay? Then she told me why her love was free. She said the Sealy mattress sponsors me. Last night we were on Channel 4. Now my secret love's no secret anymore. Well, that usually cracks them up. You people have to get loose. I know what you want, filth, right? Well, you're not going to get it from me. My mom might be listening. And if she is, she'll beat hell out of me for doing all this. Once I married a tattooed lady. It was on a cold December day. And tattooed all around her body was a map of the good old USA. And every night before I'd go to sleep, I'd raise up them sheets and take a peek. Up on her neck was Minnesota, on her leg was Tennessee, and tattooed down her spine was dear old Caroline, that place I long to be. Up on her chest was West Virginia, through them hills I long to roam. But when I saw that moonshine down upon her Wabash, Lord, I long for my Indiana home. Thank you very much, friends. We're going to do a sing-along song called I've Been Working on the Railroad, but I decided not to do it because it stinks. Instead, I'll tell you about a guy that got a job on the railroad, and it was his first job. He was only 35 years old, and he never worked before. So he's out on the railroad tracks, and the boss man's out there, and he says, now, listen here. He said, all you got to do when the trains start coming down the tracks is you just go out there and you pull down the electric switch, and that'll switch the tracks. You understand that? Cats say, uh-huh. He said, now, if the electric switch doesn't work, then you go over and you pull out the pin, you pull down the lever, and you turn the wheel, and that'll switch them tracks manually. You understand that? Cats say, uh-huh. So you think you got it all down now? Cats say, oh, yeah, I got it down. So they wait about 5 minutes. Pretty soon, off in the distance, they hear a train whistle blowing. Thank you very much. Boss man said, now look, a train coming from the north coming down 100 miles an hour. Train coming up from the south coming up at 90 miles an hour. So what are you going to do? Cat said, oh, I know what I'm going to do. He walks out there on them railroad tracks and pulls down that electric switch, comes back, said, I pulled down the electric switch, but then nothing didn't happen. So what are you going to do now? Said, I'm going to go get Harold. He said, go get Harold? Who the hell's Harold? Said, Harold's my friend. He said, what are you going to go get Harold for? I said, Harold ain't never seen a train wreck like this going to be. I want to tell you about this little kid that's out in the yard with his dad. And a little kid just malicious as hell. It goes up and steps on a honeybee. And the dad says, son, just for that, you don't get any honey for a month. That was not right. So the kid walks away. A little while later, the kid comes back. He steps on a butterfly. It's all right, son, for that, you don't get any butter for a month. So about 10 minutes later, kid comes around the house, out of the house. He says, Dad, you gonna tell her or should I? He says, tell who what? He says, tell Mom. He says, I was just in the house. Mom stepped on a cockroach. Have a couple more drinks. You'd be surprised. The more you drink, the funnier they get, right? You know, not too long ago, does anybody know where Beecher, Illinois is, by the way? Well, not too long ago, there was an old retired farmer down there in Beecher who decided that in his retirement he would raise chickens. So he went out to the chicken store and he bought 50,000 rotten old chickens. And he and his wife are going to raise these now that he's retired. He used to work for a meat company down there called Beecher Meat. And he retired from the meat company there in Beecher. Well, actually, he worked for them for only about 25 years. The first 5 years he worked for Beecher Tool and Die. Oh, we got a couple of hep people here tonight anyway. Anyway, he and his wife went out and they bought 50,000 rotten, smelly old chickens, and they started a chicken farm. But they had a few problems because they didn't know anything at all about animal husbandry. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. My wife said, honey, this sure ain't funny. We're losing money. Why won't they lay eggs? One day a rooster flew into our yard and he caught them chickens right off their guard. They're laying eggs now just like they used to, ever since that rooster flew in our yard. They're laying eggs now just like they used to, ever since that rooster flew into our yard. We had an old milk cow, no milk would she give. We had an old milk cow, no milk would she give. My wife said, honey, this sure ain't funny. We're losing money. Why won't she give milk? One day that same old nasty-minded, dirty, oversexed, perverted rooster flew back into our yard. And he caught that old milk cow, believe it or not, with the help of a stepladder, right off their guard. She's given eggnog like she never used to, ever since that rooster flew in our yard. She's given eggnog like she never used to, ever since that rooster flew into our yard. We had an old rhinoceros. I know you don't believe that. No horns would she grow. We had an old rhinoceros. No horns would she grow. My wife said, honey, this sure ain't funny. We're losing money. Our rhinoceros ain't horny. She won't grow horns. One day that same old nasty-minded, dirty, oversexed, perverted super rooster flew again into our yard. And he caught that old rhinoceros. Luckily she was in the mood. Right off her guard. She's laying eggs that are made of solid ivory, ever since that rooster flew in our yard. She's laying eggs now made of solid ivory, ever since that rooster flew into our yard. We had another rooster, no hens would he lay. That's not really part of the song. I just felt like getting a little dirty. Poor rooster is dead now. We've laid him away. Had a hell of a time closing the coffin on that rooster, I think. But his son is making the farmer's daughter. She's laying eggs now like she never used to. Ever since that rooster blew in our yard. She's laying eggs now like she never used to. Ever since that rooster blew in our yard. Bow, bow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right now it's time to call Hal Morris and his quartet back up here on the stage, and here they come with bells on their toes. Yep. Clap your hands now, friends. When I was a little bitty baby, my mama would rock me in the cradle in them old cotton fields back home. Well, it was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old rotten cotton fields back home. Now when them cotton balls get rotten, you got a whole lot of rotten cotton in them old cotton fields back home. Well, it was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home. Hey, baby!
We're going to welcome back once again a very, very fine entertainer. Your favorite here at the Old Town Tap. Bring him on real big, Mr. Pat Daly. Pat, here we go. Come on, folks, let's hear it, all right?
Time to sing along with Pat. Yay. Michael, row your boat ashore. You know that song? All right, let me hear you sing it. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I want to see if all of you people can do something in unison now. Let me hear you all say together now. Thing be. Say it. Thing be. Come on, let's get it together. Hit it. Thing be. All right, now when I raise my foot, you say thing be. Ready? All right. Watch it now. Watch my foot. If the hair on her head is a bright, shiny red, then what will the color of her Well, now, you said it. I didn't say it, did I? All right, you want to boo? You like boo jokes? I'll tell you a boo joke. You know, in most places, most of the time, you're not allowed to boo. Society does not allow you to boo anybody in a public place. But tonight, we're going to make an exception. Oh, wait a minute. Wait till we're ready. Now, I'm going to tell you a boo joke, and you can just boo the hell out of me if you want. But wait till I tell you the boo joke. Okay, now, this is a boo joke. Get ready to boo. There were these two potatoes that got married, see? Oh, yeah. Wait, joke's not you. These two potatoes got married, and they had a little baby potato that they called Royal Potato because she was so pretty. And they said, Royal Potato, you the prettiest thing in the whole world. And so they called her Royal Potato, and then when she got to be about 21 years old, she was sitting there watching television, finest looking potato you ever saw. I mean, if potatoes turn you on, this one would turn you on. And she's sitting there watching television, she sees Chet Huntley on television, she says, Mama, I want to marry that man. She said, you can't marry him, Royal Potato. She said, why not? Because he's just a commentator. I don't mind if you boo, but let's don't put so much heart in it. How about let's everybody sing along now, an old favorite. Here's an old favorite that I know you know and love, and I know and love, and we'll all sing it together now. Get ready now, are you with me? Okay, sing it out. You don't want to sing, huh? Is that it? Hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, love, hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie. Now there ain't no verses to this song, so we'll make them up as we go along. Hey lottie, lottie, sing it out now. My Scoutmaster is turning green. Somebody wee-weed in his canteen. Hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, love, hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, love. The waitress comes up and puts a slip on my leg, and she rubs for about a half hour there. That's one of our favorite waitresses, Nancy. She's a tip-top waitress, we call her. If you don't tip her, she blows her top. With the ribbon, the girl in the white sweater. Where's the girl in the white sweater? Is she in the bathroom right now? We'll find her when she comes back. The most popular Eskimo is the one who leaves 3 tracks in the snow. Hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, lo, hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, lo. I knew a girl who lived in a tree. Nobody gets her but Tarzan and me. Hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, lo, hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie. But I gave Tarzan that girl in the tree. Hey, this goes hey lottie, lottie, lo. Little tough for you, huh? I gave Tarzan that girl in the tree because she looked and smelled like a chimpanzee. Hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, lo, hey lottie, 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 hey lottie, lottie, lo. Well, I knew a girl who loved to wrestle. Hey lottie, lottie, lo. Wrestle, wrestle. What the heck rhymes with wrestle? I can't think of it. If you think that's funny, you ought to see her box. Oh, no, I didn't mean... I'm sorry, I didn't... Hey, lottie, 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 hey, lottie, lottie, lo, hey, lottie, 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 hey, lottie, lottie. Would anyone from the audience like to sing a verse? If you want to, raise your hand. Nobody wants to be a big star, huh? Well, all right, I'll just do it all by myself. Have you ever seen a fly with silver teeth? Someday I'm going to do that and it's going to be open. Although I don't think there's enough room in here. You notice that's all guys booing. How many virgins do we have tonight? All the virgins, raise your hand. always looks like it's about 90% guys are the virgins. I mean, I knew I got around, but this is ridiculous. Hey la-dee la, hey la-dee, hey la-dee la-dee lo, hey la-dee la. I knew a girl so ugly she got a job in front of the doctor's office making people sick. Here comes some people in the door. When they get in here, let's give them a big round, all right? Get ready, get ready. Here they come. Hey! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you to the Old Town Tap and tell you that we've all been taking turns buying drinks, and it's your turn. Hey la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Sing it out. Hey la-dee, la-dee, lo. Hey la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey la-dee, la-dee, lo. Oh, by the way, will someone please tell the bartender that that machine in the men's room is empty? I lost 75 cents in that damn thing tonight. That's not funny. You know what's funny? The one that we put the same kind of machine in the ladies' room about a month ago, and we never did fill it, and they keep chucking them quarters in, but nobody complains. Okay, you see some broad walking out and say, hey, I put a quarter in the machine back there. You don't know what? Look at a girl leaning over her husband and say, what's he talking about? What's he talking about? Comb. You gotta comb your hair. What are you gonna do? Sing it out. Hey la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey la-dee, la-dee, lo. Hey la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey la-dee, la-dee, lo. Two little kids out in the playpen, man, rolling around having a good time. They don't want to know nothing. Little girl rolls around. She starts screaming, help, help, I'm being raped, I'm being raped. Little boy looks over at her just as calm as he can be, says, oh, get up, you're laying on your pacifier. A little while later, they're out walking in the woods. You know, little kids gotta experiment with things. You gotta see something other. Say, what's that? Say, I don't know what it is. Little girl's looking at that boy. She said, well, what do you do with it? He said, I don't do nothing with it. She said, what do you use it for? He said, I don't use it for nothing. She said, what you call it? He said, I ain't got a name. She said, can I touch it? He said, hell no, you already broke yours off. Tell that to your preacher and watch him ring them bells, man. Speaking of preachers, I got to tell you about this, man. This preacher got... Yeah, it's almost 12 o'clock. Remember, at 12 o'clock, your car depreciates. Anyway, this preacher got himself a ride in a taxi cab. They're riding along, and the taxi cab has a flat tire. So the cab driver gets out there. He starts changing the flat tire, and while he's doing it, he hits his knuckle on the fender, and he cuts his knuckle, and he says, son of a bitch. The preacher leans out the window and says, please, please, son, if you would say, God, please help me, it would be a lot better. He said, I'm sorry, Father, I'll try to change it. So he keeps working there. Pretty soon he hits the same old knuckle on the same old fender. He says, son of a bitch! Son, please, if you would say, God, please help me. He said, oh, I'm sorry, Father, I lost my head. So he's working there a little while longer. He's got his legs under that taxi cab. The jack fails and that taxi cab falls right down on his leg. Crushes his leg. He yells, son! And he looks up, see that priest, says, God, please help me. And lo and behold, that taxi cab raises right up off the ground, up in midair, and that preacher looks out there and says, son of a bitch, huh? Hey, lottie, lottie, lottie. Hey, lottie, lottie, lo. Hey, lottie, lottie, lottie. Hey, lottie, lottie, lo. You know, there's a town just south of here called Peatone, Illinois. Now, don't try to tell me you're all from Peatone, because there's only about 3 people live there. Peatone, that's a hell of a name. You can't do that? Hum one. If more of you girls would sing this song, it'd be twice as dirty and twice as long. Hey, sing it out now. Hey, come to an end. But before it does, let's all do it. Sing it again. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Sing it out. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. From the bedroom came a scream. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Who put sand in that Vaseline? Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, la-dee. Hey, la-dee, la-dee, lo. Thank you. Thank you very much. You'll all get a check in the mail. I heard about a girl drove halfway to San Diego before she found out a 17-inch Admiral was a TV set. That's all right. Boo all you want. I'll still get paid. Is anybody here having a birthday tonight? Oh, boy. Anniversary. I know we got one anniversary. Are there any others? Oh, boy. Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed. We danced and we danced because the room had no bed. What, somebody call me? What do you want? Oh, you got a birthday over there. Oh, you're one in a million. Right now, it's about 16 minutes after 11 for those of you taking pills. And if you're not taking pills, be pretty damn careful, will you? Oh, hey, I got to tell you what happened to me the other night. Hold on now, you might miss something dirty. I'm minding my own business, laying up there in this room. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just being myself, minding my own business, and there's a knock on the door. I said, "Who's that?" She said, "That must be my husband." So you didn't tell me you had no husband? She said, "Oh yeah, you better hide." So where the hell am I going to hide in this one little old room here? She said, "I don't know, but he's 6'6" and weighs 259 pounds. I hid. Yeah, I hid. I went out there and I'm hanging out the window. Hanging on the window ledge there, man, that cat comes in, he's every bit as big as she says he is, kicks that door down, boom, comes walking in that room, shomp, 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 walking around that room, man. This cat looked like a monster. He walks right over that door, walks around the room, comes over by the window, and he sees my fingers hanging on the ledge there, man. Slips off them great big old size 16 shoes and starts beating on my fingers, man. That cat beating on my fingers, nothing but a bloody pulp left. That didn't bother me too much, as when I looked back and saw I was only a foot off the ground. That's what upset me. What do you say now? We all do a song together. Let's sing along and clap your hands. If you don't want to clap your hands, leave them above the table. We don't want any hanky-panky going on in here, especially if you're sitting next to a person of your own sex. Here you go with a song about the castrated man. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this man. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between brother and sister, all over this man. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this man. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between brother and sister, all over this man. Ooh, I do, ooh, I do. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this man. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love.
sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between brother and sister all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, Lord, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between brother and sister all